What up, kings? What up, hustlers? Hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about the number one challenge that I'm experiencing here in Zimbabwe when it comes to business. Starting and operating one. Doing business in a challenging market is something that requires a lot of focus and a lot of innovation. The number one challenge that I'm experiencing right now is figuring out a payment method that works for me. Now, there are already several options out there, but I think there's still massive opportunity for people to come in that are willing to take a risk in this market, because there's a lot of money moving already. There's massive opportunity for you to come in and innovate and do something quite unique. I recently learned about this new system called Inbox. So recently I learned about this new system called Inbox and how to make payments. So I just got my card today. That's it right there. So I'm really excited. What Inbox allows me to do is to be able to make payments quite easily. Instead of using cash, I can just swipe this card. So it's no different from me swiping my Visa card when I'm in Europe or US. It's the same thing. Based on my research, and this is by going to different stores in Highland Park where I'm at right now. I've gone to Greenfields Mall, and I'm going to attempt to ask in the mall in Bardale. I'm going to go to different stores and just ask them, hey, do you accept this? And some stores will have a sign that says, we do accept Inbox. There are probably more solutions that are available in the marketplace that I don't know of yet. So if you do know about them, please leave a comment. But in the meantime, I'm excited to know that Inbox is available. Where it gets frustrating with a system like Inbox is that I cannot use the Inbox when I'm taking public transportation. I just wish there was a system, and I hope some of you guys that are watching in the US, Europe, Australia, you can help me with this. Because things that frustrate me, I'll tell you about them, and then instead of complaining about it, we're gonna try and come up with solutions to fix these problems. Because trust me, it's not up to the government to fix these problems. It's up to us, the people, to fix these problems. And then we pay our taxes to the government. You get what I'm trying to say? So if you have the know-how to come in and figure out a solution of how, when I need to take my combi, instead of using a dollar bill, let me show you what the dollar bills look like. So check this out. Look at that. This is the current state of the dollar bills. Okay, the dollar notes. I get why people are shifting to these services like Inbox. I totally get it, because who wants to use currency like this? Even in the United States, cash is being phased out. It seems that almost every place that I go to when I'm in the United States, I cannot use cash anymore. And I think that's the inevitable direction that this economy is shifting towards. I truly believe if there's somebody that is innovative, that understands these challenges and how to solve these problems, you can come in and completely dominate. Zimbabwe is open for business, guys, I'm telling you. So here's what I was thinking, just an idea out there. I take combis every day. When I'm going to the gym, after the gym, I'm coming to the mall to hang out. I prefer that. If I'm not taking InDrive, which is the ride-sharing app, I'm taking the combis. And the combis cost about 50 cents. You give them $1, like I showed you, and they will give you a change of 20 ZIG. So there's a lot of physical cash exchanging hands in these combis. I just wish there is a system where I could purchase a card, and that card can be used to ride a combi. The combi, instead of me exchanging cash, I can just go to the combi and tap my card, and I can get into the combi. I just wish the system like that was available. If you guys are living in London or in New York or any of the major cities in the United States and you take public transportation, when I'm in New York, that's all I do. I don't take cabs. I take the subway when I'm in New York. And I have to buy a Metro card. You know, that yellow Metro card? And I pay 120 bucks a month nowadays. If you're in New York, you know what I'm talking about. Or in London, you get a tube card. And then you can use that unlimited rides in the tube or the subway. I just wish that somebody would come up with a similar solution for these combis. I have lost money by giving out my dollar when the ride is only 50 cents. Yes, guys, every penny counts. You hear me? Every penny counts. You know what I'm saying? So when I give out that dollar, these guys are telling me they don't have change. So it's like petty scams. I'm not mad. It's a cost of research, but it's still money though. So I give out my dollar and the guy gives me BS that he doesn't have change. I'm sure this problem is happening to a lot of other people that are losing money all day long. And what's going to happen when the United States stops sending fresh, clean bills, fresh, clean dollar bills? What's going to happen when these dollar bills get phased out completely in the upcoming years? So if you are willing to take this gamble, calculate a risk, of course, you can come into this market and say, all right, we're going to start with the test. And I want to focus on the top combi operators in one area. Let me just use Highlands as an example. Maybe all the combis that are coming from downtown all the way here to Highland Park, you can negotiate a situation where you're introducing this unlimited card to frequent riders. But there's an opportunity there. I'm telling you, there's a problem that needs to be solved. The problem that you're solving is you're making sure people are actually paying the fair share. So instead of me paying $1, I'm paying actually really 50 cents because I'm using that card. Solving the problem for the combi drivers so that instead of them having to worry about dealing with physical cash, exchanging physical cash, they're just tapping that little card on the smartphone. You can test these things, guys, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have to go citywide or nationwide. You can start in specific neighborhoods and test it out until you perfected that idea. Start on a small scale. Even if you're getting, let's say 100 people to commit to this unlimited card for riding combis on one route, that's a lot of money. And maybe you're making your money off of transaction fees, or maybe the cost of the card. Maybe you charge somebody $1 just to acquire that card. But of course, in this market, you have to involve the government. That means you got to set up the proper structures. You got to make sure that if this is going to be a card that accepts payments, it has to go through the proper regulations. For example, you might have to apply for a license through a local bank. It's not going to be easy, of course. Nothing is ever easy. But I'm telling you, there's an opportunity there for somebody that is willing to put in the work. One thing I know about emerging markets like Zimbabwe is that once you introduce something that solves a problem and people catch on to it, it spreads like wildfire. And the reason why it spreads like wildfire is because the population is not so large and it's relatively young, which means that the people that will catch on to it will start telling everybody about it. That's how I learned about the InDrive app, the ride-sharing app. That's how I learned about it. From the young crowd telling me, hey, if you ever need to go anywhere, use InDrive. And I love it so much. I don't think I'm ever buying a car, by the way. What's the point? Cars are a headache anyway. I'm gonna take that car for oil change, service. I ain't got time for that. I wanna go to Bali, I wanna go to Thailand, I wanna go to Japan, I wanna go to cool places. I ain't got time to go to a car service. That's a headache, guys. In fact, I see cars, these fancy cars, like a liability. Maybe I'm the weirdo, but whatever, man. I'd rather go to Bali and chill out over there than buying a Range Rover to drive and flex in Narare. It's just not my thing. It's not for me. I just love solving problems. So I think if you are interested and you know how to solve problems, I put a link in the description of this video. Schedule some time. Let's talk about it. I'll give you more game about how you can solve some of these problems. You can chop it up so you can explore all these opportunities and you'll be the only one. Yeah, people will try to copy you, but it's going to be quite difficult, especially if you know what you're doing. There's no competition here, guys. Schedule time. Talk to you soon.